Hello, people. It's your boy Asma back again. Manchester United signed Mason Mount. It's official. Here we go. Here we go. Manchester United have signed Money Mace. Oh, Mason Mount. Yes, yes. The best midfielder in the league. Man United have basically ripped Chelsea off. We have absolutely violated. We took them on. They're very old. These men have nurtured him since he's a young boy. They brought him through the academy. He was at 6 and 7 with that Justin Bieber trim talking about, I want to do this free kick at Ronaldo. Man has been there since he was a child. They basically nurtured Manchester United's new midfielder. Chelsea, you absolute pathetic club. Thank you so much for doing everything. All those 18 years of hard graft. Those flipping long days on the pitch. Chelsea have been doing it. They've done it for us. And now coming into his prime, his best years, man is 24. And we signed him for 55 million with 5 million add-ons, essentially equating to 60 million. I couldn't give two shits about the price. That's a lie. I do care about the price. But nevertheless, for this sake, we're going to say I don't care. But what I will say is we have signed a bona fide baller. Money Mace. Manchester United have finally got a signing over the line. No, it's not the new owners. It's Money Mace coming to Old Trafford to cause an absolute chaos. Oh, God. Listen, first things first. Shout out to everyone in here. Make sure you slap a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Matthew. Always showing love. Afternoon to you, my brother. And shout out to Kojo. Big fan of you as well, my guy. Big fan of you as well. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you, as always, for showing some love. But just quickly, as you can see, I look like a scruff. I've just come back from the gym, so please do ignore that. Also, it is Eid. So man is doing doing a madness in the household. But I thought I'm gonna jump on stream and talk about Money Mace. Let's talk about the guy that Manchester United just signed. I know people are gonna try shit. I know people are gonna say we overpay, but I could not care less. This guy's a bona fide gunman. 20 goals, Champions League winner, influential in that Champions League run from Chelsea. The guy has been there, done that, got the t-shirt when it comes to Premier League football. And he's only bloody 24, sorry. His best is yet to come. As I said, Chelsea, thank you for looking after him. Thank you for nurturing from a young man to a fucking guy that he is right now. Oh, we just took him off you. Chelsea, we just took him off you. You are no longer capable of looking after your child, essentially. Basically, we said, no, let's get the adoption papers because you guys are useless. As parents, you're absolutely dog shit. So we just come and souped him up. Soup Cobbins finest. Just, under your wing. None of this Havertz nonsense. We got Money Mace. This is a different kettle of fish. This is a good signing. Quite clearly, Ten Hag wanted him. He wanted to sign him when he was at Ajax as well. So this is Ten Hag's man, essentially. I mean, look, why would Ten Hag want Money Mace? There's a lot to, admire about Money Mace's game. He's an unbelievable football player, as I've already alluded to. He's a gunman. He knows what the net is. He's absolutely clinical. He's devastating in the box. And he is outside the box. His deliveries, set pieces, sensational quality on the ball. Unbelievable. Some would compare him to Andreas Pirlo when it comes to the set pieces. David Beckham's got posters of Mason Mount on his wall. That is the level of we are talking about right now. Juninho used to watch videos of Mason Mount. That's how good he is. I mean, Ronaldo is look a ball. Mason Mount perfected that at 7. So who are we talking about right now? We're talking about a set piece specialist. Ronaldo, take notes. That's who we are talking about right now. This guy is on smoke. I don't know his stats off the top of my head, but I tell you one thing. He's better than anybody else that anyone else has signed in the league so far. McAllister, Money Mace. Champions League winner. World Cup, no one gives a shit. It's all about Champions League. Champions League winner. World Cup don't mean shit. World Cup don't mean shit. Have you got a Champions League winner? No, you haven't. Havertz does not count because he's a fraud. But listen. Let's talk about what he's going to bring to the team. First things first, he's obviously going to occupy that, final third position. It looks like an advanced state from what we have been told from Erik ten Hag. He wants to play 2 advanced states with Casemiro on the base, and essentially Bruno and Mount hopefully pressing the opposition team into absolute oblivion, winning the ball in the final third. And something we haven't done for a flipping long time. Bruno's got the energy. Now we got Money Mace who can run for days. My man had to fucking reinvent the bleep test to get Money Mason's stamina recording because that guy can run for that bloody long. That guy is unbelievable when it comes to fitness levels, and that's why Erik ten Hag wanted it. We quite clearly need the legs in the middle of the park. That was a massive issue, but he's going to solve that. He's going to solve a lot of issues. There's a couple of issues that he's definitely not going to solve, but we're not going to focus on them. We'll focus on them another time, but as of now, Manchester United have brought in Mason Mount. What is he bringing to the table? As I've said, he's going to play in advance. He's going to occupy the space, close to the right winger. And of course, hopefully, he helps obviously Bruno Fernandes in the creative department. But also, he's capable of linking up. He's actually quite good in tight spaces in general. His link-up play is fantastic. We've seen that through his time in Chelsea. And as I've already mentioned, he's got an eye for goal. So hopefully, a lot more darting runs into the box from the midfielders, i.e. Mason Mount. Finding the back of the net. Lampard, take notes. Steven Gerrard, you're a fraud. You're Mason Mount. Yo, these ones have all got posters of Mason Mount on their wall, man. Gerrard, you should have been twerking for Mason Mount, not Jude Bellingham. You could actually done something with your flipping time and actually with your life. And certified Goodman as well. I mean, the guy's got it all. He's got nice hair. He's got great teeth, great skin. The Philly girl them love him. And those Man United fans are going to love him as well. What's not to like? He's a poster boy. He's a manager's dream. I'm telling you, Erik ten Hag is going to love him. His work rate off the ball, as I've already alluded to, absolutely phenomenal. He can cover every blade of grass if he needs to. It's going to be a fantastic signing. There's nothing to worry about. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong, this man? Well, if you follow me on Twitter, you would know. But now, listen, I'm not going to focus on negatives. If you do follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm not a fan of Mason Mount. Everything I've just said is absolute waffle. And I've just lied for the best part of 7 minutes. So, yeah, we saw Mason Mount. Have a nice, as Woods would say. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? Mason Mount. Money Mays. Who signed Money Mays? Yeah, so basically, to be fair, he's not that bad. Everything I said was true. Of course, regarding the Gerrard and Beckham, they have got posters of Mason Mount on the wall. That is factual information. It has been confirmed by Fabrizio, Ornstein, and that kind of stuff. So, I'm not lying there. But what I am lying about is there are things that I'm not happy about. The signing, firstly, the price tag is absolutely ludicrous. For me personally, I think it's too much money. I mean, if you think it's a fair price, then fair enough. But I just think it's too much money. I mean, we could have gone for less. He's got 1 year left on his contract, 55 million plus 5 million add-ons. I don't know. We don't know what those add-ons are. Hopefully, it's like if he wins the Ballon d'Or or some shit like that, but God knows. Or the Champions League, so by all means, I'd happily pay that. But yeah, the price tag is way too much. That is my biggest concern. I do think there are other options out there that would definitely suit United more. But again, I'm not the manager. Ten Hag quite clearly knows that Mason Mount is going to fit the system. And to be honest, if he fits the system like a glove, he's going to flourish because he's actually a good player in the system. We've seen under Tuchel, he was absolutely brilliant. For those 2 seasons, I mean, I believe he got back-to-back player of the seasons for Chelsea. Gary Mancante is there as well, doing the madness. So, fair play to him. He's obviously got a lot of ability. One thing I do really like about Mason Mount is he's got a great attitude. I mean, you can just tell he's got a great attitude. A lot of managers speak very highly of him. He's a constant professional. And that could only be a good thing to bring into the dressing room because at the moment, we've got a couple of absolute clowns there. I'll let you guys join those dots with yourself. But he's definitely going to bring a lot to this team. I just think we need a first phase midfielder, someone that's capable of picking the ball up from the defense and starting attacks. Is Mason Mount that guy? I don't personally think so. Does he improve the creativity? From what it currently is, I would say so, because it's not difficult to improve on Fred and McTominay in that department. Does he necessarily help us with ball retention? I don't personally think so. Although he's okay at keeping the ball, I don't think there's any arguments there, but he's more so a safe player in terms of keeping the ball. But one thing I do really like about him is interchanging play is fantastic. His passive move, his ability to pass and move, he's very good off the ball, that kind of thing. He's got a lot of pros, he's got a lot of cons. For me, time will tell. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of the signing, if I'm being truly honest with you guys. I do think it's going to take time for him to potentially settle. But that being said, I'm happy to hold my hands up and say I was wrong about Mason Mount, and I'm happy for him to prove me wrong. Listen, he seems like a nice guy. His personality-wise, he seems like a generally top guy. So I wish him all the best. Obviously, he's at Man United, so I'm going to back him to the hills. and basically push every agenda, positive agenda that I've got. So as you can see by this video already, I'm already being shameless, but that's what it's about. We've got to back up, boys. We've got to be shameless, and that is what we're going to do. Let's get a couple of comments in here from Matthew. I still think we need another midfielder. Absolutely. As I said, first phase midfielder is utmost importance for me personally. I can't see who that's going to be. Sadly, I don't think we've got that much money by the reports that are coming out. So obviously, focus should be on a number 9 now. Absolutely, I think Onana is looking very likely as well. I'm not going to get ahead of myself and say that is definitely a foregone conclusion, because we know with Manchester United that's never the case. I mean, look at Kim Min Jae. Sorry, I thought that was definitely going to happen. So Manchester United do Manchester United things. But yeah, anyways, that being said, look, end of the day, Mason Mount signed for Manchester United. Let me know your thoughts down below. Obviously, are you happy about the signing? Do you think it's a good fee? What do you think he can bring to the table? Do you think it's going to be a good player for Man United? Overall, I just hope he proves me wrong. I just think Ten Hag, obviously clearly has a plan for him. Ten Hag has wanted it for a long time, as I mentioned, even prior to his time at Man United. He's wanted Mason Mount to sign. So there's definitely something there in terms of, the manager rating him. We'll just have to wait and see what he tries to do with it. But like I say, it does look like he's going to play in an advanced day, which is definitely his better position, of course. I mean, some people are suggesting that Bruno Fernandes would drop deeper, essentially, and Mason Mount will play in the 10. I'm not opposed to that, but I just don't think we should be signing players to basically shoot on Bruno into that position. I know people will say, also, you think you've been saying Bruno Fernandes is better deeper? I have been saying that, but is Bruno Fernandes better than Barella in that position? No, he's not. So point being is, there's a lot of better players out there than Bruno Fernandes in a deeper position, but that's a different topic completely. It'll be interesting to see how we, have a balanced midfield. Mason Mount, Casemiro, and Bruno Fernandes doesn't really scream balance to me. Yes, they are both workhorses, so they could potentially make it work. But again, time will tell. See how we line up in the first game in pre-season. I suppose the positives are it's actually done. I mean, when I say it's actually done, Fabrizio Romano has done the here we go. Ornstein's also done the same thing. So based off them, it's done. It's not official via the team website. So of course we still got the opportunity to have an absolute howler. But overall, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not overly happy about it, but there's not much we can do about now. But back him. Depends on how Chelsea recruit before we could actually stop. How we weaken or strengthen Chelsea. I think my beard has just got in my mouth, so I do apologize. How we weaken? I'll be honest with you, I'm not really bothered if we have, but I don't think we weaken them personally, because I do think they've got other players. I mean, they've got rid of Havertz, they've got rid of Mount. They're having a proper Kovacic is gone, Kante is gone. Essentially the whole midfield. I mean, obviously they've got Enzo Fernandez. They're looking likely to get Caicedo, which would be a great addition. They've already got Nkunku as well, who's signed last year. So I don't think we've weakened them per se, but I do think there'll be a lot of Chelsea fans out there that absolutely go. Like I said, Chelsea have nurtured these guys, but it's not us letting Rashford go to Chelsea, for example. I mean, okay, I know a lot of our fans will probably be happy with that, but the point is, we basically raised him essentially, and you've let him go to a rival. I suppose you wouldn't put it as a rival. It's top 6 conversation nonsense, but it'll be interesting to see how he plays for Man United. I'm excited to see, what Ten Hag is going to do. We have got a Chelsea fan here. Big up Nippon. Just before I wrap you up, quickly give me your thoughts, man. Give me your thoughts. Oh, actually, let me just quickly chat about Onana. But while I'm chatting about Onana, Nippon, give us your thoughts on Mason Mount. You are a Chelsea fan, so the question above is suggesting, what a Chelsea fan's saying. And obviously, have we weakened Chelsea by taking Mount off you, or do you think it's a good thing for you guys that Mount have gone? And I prefer Caicedo, absolutely. I just don't see why we haven't gone for him, but maybe he's just overpriced for us, which is fair enough. But yeah, Cole just saying, Usman, let's have a look. Onana or a centre back more. Onana is definitely a bigger priority for me personally. The situation with David De Gea, I think I spoke on it the other day. I don't know if I've done a show about regarding De Gea's situation, so I could touch on that shortly. Onana for me is extremely important. I mean, modern day goalkeeper, able to dominate the ball in the air, obviously fantastic at sweeping, great with his feet, and I think he's still a decent shot stopper. Is he exceptional? Absolutely not, but he's definitely someone that we can get behind, and I think he has a lot of character as well, which is something that we definitely need in this team. We are lacking that, those sort of Martinez kind of players, so to speak, that come in and have that bit about him. Of course, he has a great relationship with Martinez in terms of on the pitch. They played together at Ajax, and hence the Eric Ten Hag. It is another it is another former Ten Hag player, which is interesting. But for me personally, I'm more than happy for Onana to arrive on Man United. Regarding the centre-back situation, I mean, it's not the end of the world if you don't get a centre-back, given the budget. Obviously, in an ideal world, we would get rid of Maguire and replace him. But saying that, Luke Shaw has come clutch really in that position this season towards the back end of it. So we could potentially use Luke Shaw as a fourth option centre-back if needs be, and have cover there. I mean, it's not ideal, of course. That's not what a big club should be doing. It leaves it extremely scarce in that position. You know, you could potentially be looking at 3 centre-backs for the entire... Well, Maguire is still there by the looks of it, but you could be looking at a new season with 3 centre-backs, which isn't really what you want to be doing. But as I said, we're just going to have to do that little sort of cheat code and use Luke Shaw there for the foreseeable. Is that an England away shirt? Why the hell would I be wearing England away shirt, Nippon? Forget the shirt. It's not an England away shirt. No, it's not. Although that kit is quite nice. Sorry, I was just going to sneeze. But no, it is not. Eid Mubarak, thank you very much, Nippon. Nippon, thank you for the Eid Mubarak. But please, give me your thoughts. You're a Chelsea fan. How are you feeling about Mason Mount leaving? Are you happy? Are you upset? You know, give us your thoughts and we can get some reaction from you. Any news on the takeover? The only really news is actually there was some big news that was reported on a couple of other platforms as of today, essentially confirming that the Ratcliffe deal looks like it's dead in the water. Again, this is my sources. I don't really claim to have sources, but a lot of other people, Bloomberg, are a very credible source of information. And we had reporters, obviously from who represent Bloomberg, so to speak, or at least work for them on another platform, basically talking about the Ratcliffe deal being dead in the water. So what that essentially means is there's only one deal on the table, and that deal is Sheikh Jassim. So I'm feeling Qatari. Hopefully, that deal does go through. But yeah, for me personally, the ownership thing is taking the absolute piss. It's just been a bit of a disaster, to be quite very honest with you. I understand it's a lot of money. I understand it's a lot to ponder for the Glazers, but I'm sure I speak on behalf of most fans when I say I'm absolutely fed up of the whole situation. Just make a decision and piss off, basically. We don't care too less about the Glazers. They've absolutely ruined the club. And it's just time that they do one. I mean, it's as simple as that. I can't really word it any other way. But yeah, let's keep getting some of your comments in. Shout out to you, Matthew. Thank you as always for supporting. If you haven't already, people, please do slap a like on the video. And when you watch this on repeat, please like the video as well. Absolutely free. Let's try and get to 15 to 20 likes. I think we got 14 on the last video, so let's at least try and get to 15. But yeah, I do appreciate it. Depends if we sign as a replacement. Fair enough. Let me not lie. I'm calm with the signing, bro. Hopefully it works out well. He's a good player. Fair enough, Coach. I respect your opinion. Qatarian, Glazers on. I think that's the best way to wrap up this quick transfer show. Hopefully that's been very insightful. By insightful, I mean me just shouting money maze for the best part of 6 minutes. But it is what it is. We've got to just gas up our players. Look, we've signed a player, which is obviously what we've been crying out for. Let's get behind him. Yes, there's some pros. Yes, there's some cons. But at the end of the day, Mason Mount is a Manchester United player. Here we go. And that is basically the news. Onana does also look like he's close to signing as well. But as I've already alluded to, let's just wait and see. I will be back if anything news breaks regarding that. But yeah, I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my day with my family. Need to quickly shower up and get ready and basically freshen up because I, look like shit after the gym. So it is what it is. Anyways, thank you everyone for tuning in. Slap a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Usman Talks United on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, I believe. Twitter and TikTok, I use them extremely frequently, so make sure you check them out. If you haven't already, make sure you drop me a message if you have come directly from here, just saying you come from YouTube, so I will drop you a follow back. So yeah, I do apologize if sometimes I just miss people's follows. Please don't think I'm rude or anything along those lines. It's not like that. It's just I just don't see it, to be honest. But yeah, that aside, hopefully, Mason Mount flourished at Manchester United and he proves me wrong. But apart